All right, how's everybody doing? And welcome to part 8 of my collection. I knew this was going to be a long one. So, in this one, I have 2 that were gifted to me by other YouTubers. One being Tone Deaf, the other one being the Steel Mindset Joe Steel. Very honored that they did this. There is a third one that was gifted to me by another one. We're going by David. That'll be in the European collection when we get to that. That'll probably, hopefully it's going to be part 9, the European collection. We'll get into it. Now the first sword I'm going to show you, this one I bought. So we're going to start with that one first, and then we'll get to the other 2, okay? Which is this guy right here. I forget the name. It's a weird name for the maker of this. They are on Amazon, and I will put a link to this sword. I'll put a link to the next one that I'm going to do because they're both on Amazon. This one is a 1095 through Hardened Blade. Now the saya is done nice. It's got gold speckle and it's a dark blue. The Sagio is decent on the corrugata. Now the thing I love about this, and you don't see this very often, is the saya, if you look at it, tapers. It tapers out, which you normally only see that on really high-end swords. So that, when I discovered that after I did my first initial review of this sword, I was like floored that they did that. Because I got this sword, God, how much was it? It was on sale. I didn't realize at the time. Something like $80 or $90. So now this is over $100. It has just a plain crane Suba on it. We've all seen them. It's got a flower motif on the Kashra and on the Fuchi. The handle wrap is a little loose. Not as bad as the last one in part 7, the very first one. I don't feel I have to lacquer this. It doesn't have real Samigala. The price point. Handle's good. Handle's really good in the hands. It's a through hardened blade. It could use a little bit of more of an edge on it, but it's not horrible. The problem with through hardening is they don't keep an edge very long. That's the only difference between differential. Although that 5160 that I got, I think it's true. When they say it holds an edge longer than an 260, they're not lying. But anyways, it's a heck of a light sword. It feels really light in the hands. It does have a good distal taper to it. So, which really does help in handling, weight-wise. It's got a little front heaviness, not bad at all. It's comfortable in the hands too, very comfortable. But for the price, I mean, you couldn't beat it for the price of this sword. I think it's like $109, $120 now on Amazon. I am going to get another sword from them, a little bit more expensive to see the quality. I always love doing that, getting 2 at least, and see if the quality changes, you know, for the best or for the worst. But not a bad sword for the price. I take it out every now and then. The handle's only 10.5 inches long on this, but yeah, I mean, everything's tight on it too. Everything's tight except for the Ito. It could be a little tighter. The 5160, the Ito wrap on that is a little bit tighter than this one. The mouth of the corrugata isn't bad at all neither. It's pretty good. and then kind of locks in, doesn't fall out. I mean, I really got to put effort in to get a rattle out of it, out of the Saya. So that's pretty good for the price point. But yeah, I was impressed. Like I said, the Saya, with it being tapered like that, makes it so much easier to put in an obi. But yeah, you don't see that very often. Like I said, you only really see that on higher end swords. So that was pretty impressive. It really was. So the next one is this one right here. This is from Joe Steele. He wanted to send me a sword, so he sent me this one. This is a Shadow Dancer. So they also do the tapered Saya. Now, from my understanding, I guess they do it on all of them. I'm not 100% sure. I'm hoping to get another Shadow Dancer so I can see the quality. This is when they're really getting big. This came out. So the Eater wrap can be a little tighter. It's not horrible though, at all. Everything's tight on it. The Kasha, the Fuchi, Suba. It's not real bullhorn, which is fine. They call this the green gold. I like to call it the cherry blossom because that's what it is actually. It's cherry blossom themed on the Suba. So, but it does only have the one Mikugi, which is kind of cool. I like that. Like I said, the Saya is a beautiful green and black. Love it. I think it's done pretty damn well. It fits in good. I mean, if you shake them hard, any sword's gonna fall out. Now, I guess this is a T10 blade. It is differentially hardened. It's more of a ghost Hamon line though, so it's not real prominent. But yeah, it handles really good and it holds an edge really good. Again, the handle's only about 10 and a half, 10 and 3/4. It's not very big. Wish it was 11. I wish Shadow Dancer gave you that option to make the handle longer. They might in custom work, but on their just off the shelf, like Kanban's just standard 11 inches on their handles. And this thing's still got a nice edge on it. Joe, when he sent it to me, says how it was used, which is fine. I expect that. Said it still had a pretty decent edge on it, and it does. It really, really does. But yeah, real Samigawa, one Mikugi, and what I like is how they really, on the Mikugi peg, really kind of shaped it. Most of you see them flat. No, this kind of has a little radius and rounded, and they really put some effort in. I like those little details sometimes. So, but yeah, it's a pretty good blade. And the blade, I would say, tapers the same as the first one. Because it does have a distal taper. And that does make a world of difference. Unlike the Honshu. Okay? But yeah, it's a really nice sword. It's a beautiful sword. So this one has a little bit more front heaviness than the last one. I do believe the POB is like 5.5 on this. That one is 5 and under, the first one. So not bad though. I mean, I can control it. That's the number one thing. If you can't control your sword and stop it when you want to stop it, that's a sword you really don't want to be using because something could go wrong. Not saying it will, but it can. But yeah, the Hamon line, like I said, it's a ghost Hamon line. So you have to catch it just right in the light, but it is beautifully done. I mean, Shadow Dancer does some nice stuff. Even though what happened, you know, they made right of it. I'm looking into getting their spring steel ones because they're not that expensive. Because Shadow Dancer, they get expensive. But the mouth of the Koraguchi is done nice. I like that. And then when we go to put it in, you don't hear that click, but it's solid in there. No rattle, no rattle. And I do believe the green gold is just a little bit under $200. There's $200 for this on Amazon. Don't quote me on that. I will put a link to this and the other one in the description, so you can go check them out. But here's the thing. Like the last one, the disappointment, paid $400 for Murasami and it has slight saya rattle. This is way under that and there's no saya rattle. So you be the judge of that. You know, is it really worth sometimes spending like $400 or $500 and you're still getting issues with it? That's up to you. But anyways, the Sagyo is nice. It's a good quality. So, but yeah, Joe, again, thank you. It's a beautiful sword. Now, last but not least, this is from Tone Deaf. If you're not subscribed to him, neither, go subscribe to him. Because Tone Deaf likes to cut with these. What's this? This is a Nodachi. This is the first Nodachi I've ever owned. Now, you cannot get this on Amazon. This is from Hanbon. And Hanbon does some good stuff. Their eater wrap, I mean, this thing's rock solid. This eater wrap on this thing. I have no fear of it coming apart. It's got real Samigawa. The only thing is, I have another sword like this. It's a katana that has this kashira on it. Now the problem is they can't wrap around it, so you have to be careful with these. They may come a little loose and you may have to put glue on them. I did have to do that with my trainer sword I had them make for me because it has the same kind of fittings, but this one has not done that. So that's cool. It is a demon themed katana, which is kind of cool. I did this tie. It's basically a Ronin's knot. This has a 35.5-inch blade. The saya, I mean, it is just a piano lacquered saya. Not really gonna like sit here and like really jar this thing and see if it falls out. But if I hold it upside down, it's not falling out. So that's good enough for me. Because yeah, you can wear these in an obi. Kind of awkward, especially when it starts banging on the ground. But this is a fun sword. In fact, did a review on this, and I did a double first try with it, and Tone Deaf was kind of surprised because this is a heavy sword. This is 3 pounds. This really, really is. And I put a much keener edge on it. Look at that thing. That thing is a monster. An absolute monster. It does taper. It's not like extreme taper on this thing, okay? But it does have a taper. It's real gradual. This is a 1060 blade. But man, this thing's a beast. 15.5-inch handle. Nice, good handle. So you can control it, what you want. It's comfortable in the hands. This thing is fun to use. It really, really is. I mean, I have to be careful I don't hit my walls. But it is a fun sword to use. Again, Tone Deaf, thank you. This thing is awesome. But it is a nice Nodachi. Like I said, this is from Hanbon. They still make this. You can actually choose the metal that you want. He decided to go with 1060 because normally it's 1095. And if you do that, it does bring the price down for you, which is actually a good thing if you can't afford a lot. And it's still got a nice edge that I put on it. It's not razor sharp, like I said. It can use a little bit more up towards the top here. But yeah, this thing is a fun sword. Neither on this has come loose. Everything, like I said, is rock solid on it. Hanbon normally does a good job on their Edo wraps. Like this thing, I cannot move a single one. It is so tight. But yeah, this thing is a monster of a blade. It really is. This thing, like I said, it's fun to use. It's fun to take out and use. I got used in the front yard because backyard there's not enough room. But yeah, it's really, really fun. If you don't have one, it's almost like using a longsword. And I've noticed it's kind of hard to get this in frame. Using a longsword and an odachi. Longswords, if you're not used to European swords, which I'm not yet, it's a little bit harder to use because they taper so much compared to an odachi. I mean, you pick this up and you can cut through something like, you could do doubles like right away. You pick up a longsword and you try and do it, and it's kind of hard because of the flexibility of the blade. This is more rigid. So, but yeah, those swords are awesome. Like I said, the top one, that one I bought, the other two, you know, were gifted, but that top one impressed me a lot. I was like, holy crap, it's not bad for the price at all. People always say you get what you pay for. Well, that right there was worth it. Really was worth it. I mean, especially with that tapered saya. Everything's tight on it, except for Edo could be a little bit tighter, but it's not like really extreme horrible. So they almost nailed it on that too. Anyways, all these are great swords, fun swords to use. And I hope you all enjoyed this one. Part 8, part 9, I'm thinking about doing the European because I probably can guess there's some people waiting for that. Like I said before, I've only got 3 and one is very, very special. And one of them happens to be my very first European sword that my wife got me. So actually, in a way, they're both special. So until next time, we'll see you.